Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga. 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 Gauranga, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Oh, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming there. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus Paul, Srila Prabhupada. 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 Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hmm. Uh, uh. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Sri Krishna. Chaitanya, Sri Krishna 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 Chaitanya, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Uh, uh, uh. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chapter 1 of the Majja Lila. Chapter 1, Majja Kanda. Page 2, that's chapter 2. All right. Chapter 1 in this book, page 221. If you got this book. All glories to Lord Vishvambara, the crest jewel of all the Brahmins. All glories to Lord Vishvambara, the crest jewel amongst the Brahmins. And all glories to the beloved associates of Lord Vishvambara. And all glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the stalwart amongst all religious preachers. Stalwart, he was like that, you know? We're actually following in his footsteps. The Lord was quite intense in his preaching. You know, he went into South India and he was breaking everybody's philosophy, smashing all these different ideas that people had. So Krishnadas Kaviraj said these are the crocodiles of various theories. Just like in Krishna consciousness, we're going around smashing now, now that we've got our little army, you know, and smashing all these crocodiles that are keeping the devotees down. I mean, I'm hearing the reports. This one lady, nice devotee, she says, "Yeah, it's tough, man. Now, we're getting hit on all sides. There's just, hard to get real shelter around here. A lot of separation. See, so these are the crocodiles of various theories, and so even the gurus and their followers all need help. I spent 25 years preparing. I mean, not actually 40 something years preparing, but just, to get ready for this preaching. I had to go and examine all these speculations that in Vaishnavism. Hard to hear. Okay. Oh, here to hear. Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. All these various speculations now. They have these they people are speculating on what these transcendental mellows are, because it's so hard to get these on your own that you might as well just forget about trying to get what they call sadhana siddha. Sadhana siddha is you're trying to work your way up the ranks to prema, which could take many lifetimes. That's what Narayan Raj was preaching. Oh, prema bhakti, many lifetimes. You have to go through the process of sadhana siddha, which means you have to meet the devotees of Krishna, which is rare. So you meet the devotees of Krishna, and then by associating with devotees, you develop some faith. See? And then you start to get more serious and you start to do bhajan. And that's sadhana practice, strict sadhana practices, dedication, you know, like a strict regime and program. See? And then you got to, try to wipe out your anarthas and your material desires from your chantings and your rituals and all of this. It's a very long process. It's amazing they teach that, but that's what they do. A very long process. And then you have to get to anartana vritti by your bhajan. And that means to get away at all your unwanted habits and all your material desires you have to, like, by force, you have to force yourself. And this is really tough. And no, in Kali Yuga, we're not, most people can't do that path. It's not going to work. It's too hard. Yeah. So, and then you still, then the next stage is they call ruchi. Ruchi is you start to get a little taste because you got enough of the material desires out of the way. You renounce them and you're taking practically sannyas, where you just strict vows and all these things that in Kali Yuga nobody can actually do. See, so this is the path they're teaching. And even though after 50 years we don't see the result of love of God, they're really stuck on this Vaidhi Bhakti Sadhana Siddha thing, and people are suffering. The devotees are suffering. And look at us here. We're doing this hearing and chanting in great bliss every day, feeling protected. Krishna's protection. Krishna's happiness. Actually, not this is Krishna's happiness, man. This ecstasy. And we got gurus come around and say, Lalita, your ecstasy is hazy ecstasy, and put it right up there for all the devotees to see. In other words, these gurus are saying, "Oh, look at us! Don't go and watch Lalita Ganga's ecstatic worship there, where she's chanting Hare Krishna, and the symptoms of devotion that are manifested in the book." In chapter 23, which I listed, are right there in her own body because of her faith in a real guru who has real bhakti, obviously, otherwise these things wouldn't be working. And they got to go and they got to criticize this ecstasy. It shows you they don't know what it is. They don't know what real ecstasy is. And this guru is a disciple of one of these persons that people think is the highest gurus. Oh, well, actually, he's a disciple of Tamal Krishna, and he's a disciple of Narayan Raj, and a disciple of Sridhar Maharaj, a nice mixture. And then when he's presented with real ecstatic devotion right in front of his face, he doesn't agree. So we're locked into a battle. And I'm here. I'm ready for battle. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready for war. I'm ready for truth to win this war. It's about time. There's been 50 years of speculations from Narayan Raj down to Radhakund Babaji's, all the way down. And it's taken over like weeds in the Hare Krishna movement. And here we got real, genuine ecstasy. Yeah, you're right. I'm mad as heck. Well, sort of. It's a nice mood, This feels good. Put your foot down. It's kind of like in the world, right? You see what the government's doing? You see what they're doing? They're just making people miserable, locking them down, oppressing them, doing all that, and some people are getting mad. Hey, that's enough. Enough is enough. Well, let me tell you, enough is enough in religion, in the Vaishnava religion. Enough and enough of these speculators. They got to go out where they come in to the real bhakti. This is real bhakti here, my friends. Proving it every day. These guys, blah, blah, blah. They can't even make one video. That Ram Vrijavas can't make one friggin' video. All he can do is sit behind the typewriter and criticize real bhakti. I gave him an angry icon. I'm going to get that guy. You're going to force him to drink bhakti, man. Real bhakti. And get rid of all these speculations. Do you believe this, man? Lalita Ganga, she when he criticizes her, he's criticizing Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, who had that kind of bhakti. And that's your gurus, man. Low class. This is what Prabhupada said about his god brothers. Third, fourth class. What do you think? It's any different here? Third, fourth class gurus. Can't even recognize a real devotee. And what kind of guru are you? What kind of disciple you follow? Are you following that such a guru? He's speculator. If you can't acknowledge pure devotional symptoms, it shows you right there in the book. Okay? And the guru authorizes this, is acknowledging this, confirming this. The book is confirming this. Your own experience is confirming this. Guru, sadhu, shastra, and you still don't accept. You ain't no real guru. Get off your friggin' throne. You're misleading people. They don't, because of you, nobody knows what real bhakti is. Because of Narayan Raj, nobody knows what real bhakti is. Because of all of these gurus, they have proved nothing. There is not one symptom of real ecstatic devotion that you see, except in persons like Lalita Ganga and Johan and other devotees here, Janakis, Govindas. Really, this is real bhakti. Those are taken over like weeds. And what are they teaching? Everything that's the opposite of teaching. You're going to attain this by your sadhana practice, by your austerities, and by your enunciation. And all the way up to this time of 50 years, they've attained nada. They're still materialistic Vaishnavas, neophyte gurus, and neophyte followers. I dare any of them to come up here and prove me wrong, and not even one do. They're afraid because they're liars and cheaters and rascals. Am I lying? Or is that the truth? You're a rascal. If you don't know what real bhakti is and you claim yourself a Gaudiya, what do you call, a Gaudiya Vaishnava, guru, deliverer of your disciples, he can deliver nada. Nothing but speculation. Speculation, you cannot deliver anybody. I dare you guys, come up here and show, but you can't. You're cowards. You got no spirit backbone, nothing behind you but your speculations and lies. Liars. Yeah. Okay? And you've been misleading people, and I'll tell you just what Jesus told the Pharisees: you're vipers and snakes. You're blind leaders leading people into the darkness because you don't see any light and you claim to be the lights of the world and you got no light at all. Real bhakti, Satchidananda, is the light, and it's in this world now. It's in our Sangha. We can see, and we see who's blind. Oh, Janarda is fired up, huh? Oh, you're an angry guy. Well, hey, man, you don't think God gets angry? Of course. And it's great. You get purified. You never see Lord Caitanya anger? Hey, man, you come here and you get a little glimpse of just a particle of Lord Chaitanya's anger when he got angry. And people got purified, man, when he got angry. And people are getting purified here from this, too. Does it look like, am I polluting anybody out there? Does anybody feel polluted? No, because this is different. This is real, man. Exactly. See, Maria's getting it. They can't. Off. Wow, man, that's a wind tunnel. The Lord did that with Devananda Pandit. You know what Devananda Pandit was? That's like these gurus. Same thing. They teach about Krishna. He was teaching Bhagavatam like these gurus. But he didn't like Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy. He didn't like Srivasa's ecstasy. He had him kicked out of his class, just like they want to kick us out, right? Kick us off Facebook. And the Lord got angry about it. You don't think the Lord is in here getting angry again? It's the same obstacle, same baloney, man. They don't know what pure bhakti is. Pure bhakti is manifested in our sangha, man. You see varieties of devotional mellows and devotional exchanges with Krishna right before everybody's eyes. And these snakes, you're a snake, man. Admit you're a snaky and snaky. You don't know. Come up here and show us you got some real bhakti better than this. Show us what it is that you think you call this is hazy bhakti. Well, let's see your purebhakti.com. Come on, get up here, you cowards. They got no boldness. They got no real boldness. They have no conviction or convincing. They hide behind their typewriters and they work in the dark, in the shadows, like the deep state. This deep state Vaishnavism. I'm calling them out, man. If you can't, then no one should listen to you. If you can't prove that you got real bhakti, if you got no tears, then this book is full of tears, man. Full of ecstatic love and devotional mellows. If you got no tears, then you got no position. You got nothing to say, really. Your mouth is here. We need to cut your talking off, man. The Sudarshan chakra of truth. Just cut it off, man. Otherwise, get up here and show that you got something. But you can't. None of you can. You're afraid, and you should be. Because the one inside me, he's got something to say to you guys. Every one of you. Lord Caitanya is intense. They have no courage, no convictions, no courage. Yeah. So, I've wanted to say that for a while. Goat heads. There you go. Amy's got it. Goat heads, man. Goat heads, man. We're dealing with goat heads here, man. That's why we got to goad them a little bit with our goad. Smash with the club of truth these things. Yeah. So all glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the stalwart amongst religious preachers. Do I want to read this now? I'm in this mood. I'll try it for a while. Okay. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, for he is the dearest friend in life of Nityananda and the sublime object of love for Gadadhar Pandit and Advaita Prabhu. He is very dear to Sri Jagadananda Pandit and the tender loving hearts of Vakreshwar Pandit and Kashishwar. He is the Lord and Master of Srivas and his other beloved associates. How would you like to have a Lord and Master like Lord Caitanya? Yeah, Lord and Master, even Nityananda, who's an what do you call it, an expansion of the Lord. He's the second. He considered second body of the Lord. The second body of the Lord. You see, that's this devotional family. That's how it is, man. He was considered second body of the Lord. So he considered he would chant a mantra sometimes. He'd go around Navadvip. He would say, Nimai Pandit of Nadia is my Lord and Master. Nimai Pandit of Nadia is my Lord and Master. Nimai Pandit, he'd be crying in ecstasy and feeling so blissful and ecstatic. See? Second, see, this is how it is. See, the Lord and Master of the devotees. And the Lord says, "Yeah, yeah, this is my devotee. He belongs to me. Oh, and by the way, I belong to him too. Isn't that nice?" But he doesn't belong to these persons who are acting like gurus. He doesn't belong to them. They're neophyte gurus. If they want this, that's why we'll probably get some of the followers first. Krishna will wake some of them up so they can capture some of these gurus who have big false egos. They don't understand. We write so many beautiful things, so clear, so logical, and put them up on the internet. And these persons are so filled with speculations and untruths and half truths, they can't even understand what we're talking about. And they're called Guru Devs. And you people out there, you're fools to keep following them when this is his. We're hanging out the light. Don't you see? Come on, be honest. Listen, be honest. Do you feel the shelter? Are you experiencing the shelter of Krishna, being around these snakes and vipers, these pedophiles even? How can you get shelter there? This is their Maya, this religion. We've abandoned religion. We're in the truth of Satchidananda. Satchidananda protects us in this Sangha. Yeah, the eternal form of the Lord protects us. His eternal form of truth, real as it is, clear truth protects us. His Ananda, his ecstasy protects us, gives us the power to help liberate the world, because the world is dark because of lack of Satchidananda. Look how dark it is. Proof is our preaching to the gurus even. They can't even see real light is here. They're so filled with darkness of speculations and cheating and false desire for name and fames and all that stuff. They can't see the truth is right here in the midst of everybody. Isn't it? Am I just calling a spade a spade? Isn't Satchidananda here? Isn't ecstasy here? Isn't persons like Janardhan chanting in ecstasy? And Lalitas and Johans and everybody's? You see Amy Rose, is she making progress? Is she feeling good? Hearing talks about Krishna and the real philosophy of Krishna consciousness? How about Maria? Is she getting fired up? I mean, sometimes there's a time for strong preaching. This is just how it is. It's the spirit is very strong. That's why Lord Caitanya and the followers of Christ, they are very strong. The spirit would take hold of them and just and it's like a lion. See, that's why that quality must be there if you're really being used by the transcendental potency of God. Otherwise, it's a sham. The lion-like preaching to blow away the elephantine offenses of the atheism in the hearts of even persons, that are following religion. Yeah. All these devotees coming here, so awesome, man. Sorry if I leave your names out, but you know if you're getting juiced up on Krishna. You're having faith where you get the protection of the Lord, and you should be feeling it. If you're not, there might be something wrong in your mindset. That's all. And that'll be worked out gradually. You got to become aware of something. Maybe you're taking too much, you have too much faith in mundane persons. I noticed that. Or you have too much faith in your own speculations. I don't have any faith in speculation. I have faith in these verses as they are. I take great pride. Yes, great pride. Pride is a devotional emotion when it's applied to Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. You know, Yeah, I take great pleasure and pride in presenting these conceptions as they are without speculation, because speculation weakens the devotees. Speculations misdirects people, puts them on the wrong paths or long paths. They don't teach you. We're teaching the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, aren't we? Isn't this the mercy? Don't I read over and over again the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? When he was here 550 years ago, he gave love of Godhead as a gift, and he's here now again. I even got the order showing, teaching. And actually, we've already been transmitting. People are getting love of God here. Here, you can see the visible symptoms. It's real. It's for real here. Yeah. The Lord is here teaching through. We're by medium. Everything you read in the book, you should look here and say, is Gohari Das a by medium? Is the Lord's strength coming through him? Is his ecstasy and his devotional mellows coming through him? Is his spiritual potency and prowess coming through him? Because if it's not, then you don't have the real guru. If you're like having if you're having gurus and everything and you're feeling nervous and fearful and all this stuff, either you're just not taking shelter properly yet, or you just haven't realized that these things of having full faith in a real guru, you get everything. Or you don't have the real guru, which is most usually the case. We got more people that have faith in what we preach than those who are weak in their faith. But even those who are weak, they get strength here. Gradually, by and by, they become stronger and stronger and start to feel the spiritual potency of the Lord, preaching through them, giving them the strength to preach, giving them the strength to feel good in life, to feel happy, to relish devotional happiness that the Lord relishes and real liberated souls relish. These gurus they're not. They need this. Otherwise, they're just teaching speculation. They don't have the shelter, the real potency. That's why they're always looking for living gurus again and again and again, because they haven't found one living. I know. I was with the Narayan Raj group, and even before he left, they're always talking about you must have a living guru. See, they say that, right? I also say that. I say you have to have a living guru up into the point where you're relishing these mellows, because then Krishna is living in you. He's awakened in you. He protects you. You pick up the scriptures or the holy name, and God's power manifests in you. Then it would be nice if you have transcendental association, but you could be alone. I'm alone. I'm in Playa. Well, now I have a friend. I have Maria, a living friend. Amazing. But I was alone. I was happy as a can. It's fine with me. But it's nice to have friends too. But I'll tell you, those Narayan Raj, they're always looking for a living association. Otherwise, they're weak because they can't reach the transcendental platform by their speculations. All of them, the ISKCON devotees speculating. As soon as you say, "Oh, glories to my Guru Dev, who is not transcendental situation," boom, you're disconnected. You're not connected. That's why that guru, Ram Vrijavasi, is not really connected. All glories to Tamal Krishna. Boom, disconnect from the transcendental potency. I know. I've been there, done that. I don't do it now. I only have faith in realized souls. I had to watch him. I'm waking up the whole neighborhood. Yeah. See? So now people, you can check these things. You come here and you see, because of speculation, so many people, they can't even get the shelter of the scriptures. They're all in their minds. They don't even know what real bhakti is. And they see it right before them and they criticize and find fault with it. That's why, the Acharyas, why Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda, they didn't show it much because the same thing, they find fault with it. But is that supposed to be forever? Because if it's not shown, if Satchidananda isn't planted in publicly, externally in this world, where people see the external manifestation of the super soul, well, what does that mean? That means the Lord Satchidananda potency is manifesting through a devotee, not whole. I mean, it's like you just keep the super soul inside yourself, and you don't give it out. And Bhaktivinoda was preaching. He says, yes, usually the acharyas, they ascertain the truth of the Bhagavatam, the confidential truths, these truths that I preach openly, and they keep it for themselves. And they just sit there in their closet like he did. And then they go and say, well, follow this Vaidhi, build temples, here's your beads, and worship the deity. See? Well, I got a new order now. Now it's time to bring it out. Bring out the super soul. Show people what is Satchidananda. That you need the conclusive statements of Chaitanya Charitamrita on the spiritual master. We are teaching the chapter 1. See, the conclusive statement was, what is a spiritual master? He's an external manifestation of the super soul. Well, what does that mean? That means you see tears. The Lord inside you is crying. The Lord is inside you laughing. The Lord's inside you choking up when he's thinking of God and devotees. But you don't see it because you're cut off from it. Okay? The devotees see it. How do you know? Because they're expressing it. And they're relishing that association with the Lord. The Lord are those tears, man. The Lord is that bhakti, that pure bhakti, that ananda, that's God. And you see, gurus are criticizing. Thank you for that, helping me point out how much Maya you're in. You're criticizing the Lord that's coming out of my disciples into expression in this world. It's very beautiful. Oh, I get very juiced up. But my Lord loves that. Hey, Gaur Hari Das, man, do you feel my happiness? Do you feel my enthusiasm? And as you glorify that absolute truth that people that are gurus are going against and putting me in distress and blocking the path of pure devotional service and delaying people's salvation and pure devotional ecstatic worship of me, well, not on my watch anymore. Anybody comes here gets the real shelter of the Lord, and that is an absolute fact. Prove it all the time. If you believe these gurus, you're going into darkness. They are darkness personified. They criticize the real spirit that we're expressing. I'm chastising every one of them now. They need it. You need to hear it. It's your chance. We're opening the door for you, for the real shelter. Is Krishna giving you the good sense to listen where good preaching really is, transcendental preaching is, opening the door that's been shut on you? Can you hear it? The door opening? You hear it? How we're taking a crowbar and opening that door that's been shut because you've been believing in these gurus who are rascals now. They are not representing Vrindavan. They are not Can you imagine? This guy says he represents the highest bhav and can't even show nothing but speculation. That's what he shows behind his little typewriter. Hey, man, you need a good spanking, and that's what I'm doing now. And you know what? Devananda Pandit got very morose when the Lord called him on his shit. Showed he had a pair of deuces. And I'm sure that guru is very morose now if he gets wind of this preaching. But Devananda Pandit became a pure devotee. And he might too. He's got a chance. Otherwise, he's just a speculator. His disciple, you're just going in darkness with your guru. Speculation is dark, dark, man. No, no. Here, devotional mellows really manifest. You can see the disciples here are getting the real favor of Lord Caitanya. They laugh, they cry, everything described in the book, everything that these people can't do, everything that those gurus are against, every one of them is against it. So you're against the real God that we're presenting to you in the world, truly, genuinely, powerfully, boldly, convincingly, convictedly. Convicting. What did Jesus say? When you got the spirit of devotion, it convicts the world of sin. It convinces of the world what is sinful. What is sinful is to go through those who can't take away your sin. You're worshiping idols. Idolatry is sinful. They're not transcendental. They've proven it. This guru is not transcendental. Yeah, all he can do is put a big picture of himself, but he needs humility. He needs to be humbled with the truth. And if he accepts it, then he'll be like a Devananda Pandit. Otherwise, he will continue into darkness. He will die with the sin of not really knowing what he's preaching about, but yet preaching like he knows. And so will his followers, who will follow him into that darkness. You go where your guru is. Do you want to go where Gauri Das is? Just ask yourself. You want to go where Ram Vishwas goes? See? You want to. That's what happens when you're with a real guru. You go where they go. You want to go where they. Well, I don't have to go anywhere. I just sit here in my little apartment and preach, and I'm there. I'm there where I want to be. I like this transcendental. I'm not against the devotional motions. I'm not against where Krishna is working in people, but they are. So what's that saying? That's dark. See? So where do you want to go? Do you want transcendental emotions? Well, that's the destination of Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord came here. Have I not read these verses enough? The Lord came here to give the spontaneous worship of the Lord in ecstatic love with tears and choking and laughter and all these things you see in the devotees here, like Johan, Lalita Ganga, or whoever else gets up there and starts glorifying the Lord. Even Freddie, when he finally got up, he started to get some devotional emotions. That's preaching. How much are you doing that, Freddie? Anymore? Are you getting up there? Why don't you start reading, Chaitanya Charitamrita and these books? Don't you want more? Don't you want to preach? That's the real preaching. Or anybody else like that. Hey, how about you, Amy? Are you ready to step up to the plate? How about you, Fanny? I'll tell you, we'll really start making progress when devotees come up and you cry also. After a while, they think, well, Gohari cried, we don't believe it. Lalita Ganga is crying, we don't believe it. Johan is crying, we still don't believe it. But you get a few more people crying, after a while, they're going to say, hey, I think this is probably real. They look very happy, and there's a whole crowd of them laughing and crying. Fought for the day. Janardhan's doing it. You notice he gets up there and he chants, and the ecstasy is coming. The Lord wants that kind of preaching. So whoever steps up to the plate, yeah. uh. So he is very dear to Sri Jagannananda Pandit and the tender, loving hearts of Vakreshwar Pandit and Kashishwar. He is the Lord and Master of Srivas and his other beloved associates. O Lord, kindly look upon the living entities with divine benevolence. It's like, devotees, they think, oh, yeah, kindly, yeah, go hard, you're not very kind. Oh, yes, I see, you want the wolves in sheep's clothing, the ones who appear to be kind and they're just tearing you apart, taking all your bhakti apart. You want that kind of kindness. You don't like the slap of truth, slapping the illusion. You want the false humility of the speculators that are just using you so that they can get name and fame and worship. Isn't that what politicians do? They use you, they promise you, oh, yes, I represent, we're going to do so many good things for you. Just put me in office. We're going to do so many, but they don't, their promises never come true. You think that's any different in religion? Do you see why we teach here how to abandon varieties of religion? Because these religious leaders are doing the same bullshit, man. Same thing. All of these gurus coming out doing the same thing. Or they promise you, oh, yes, you're going to Goloka Vrindavan, but you don't go. You put them in the office of guru, but they can't take you to Goloka Vrindavan. They don't, what do you call, make good on their promises. And they can say, well, I never promised this at guru. Oh, really? Why are you taking the cloth? Why are you taking the position that you represent Radha and Krishna Vrindavan? Do you have a real, genuine, ecstatic relationship? Let's see it. Let's see it, Ram Vijayavasi. Ramai Vijayavasi. Let's see this transcendental relationship you have with them. No, no, it's too confidential. But let me show you. Let me see. This is where real devotees say. They say, let me show you how I confirm that I don't have a relationship. Oh, Lalita Ganga, that's hazy bhakti. That's not real. Oh, that's bad. You just confirmed to me you know nada. Anybody following you is a fool still and will remain a fool and will stay in the darkness. We don't preach that stuff. We transmit real bhakti, and you can check it in the Shastras, chapter 23. Do I need to read it? Yeah, why not? Hare Krishna. Should have had it ready already. So, life's ultimate goal, chapter 23, Madhya Lila, and verse was about 980 something, 40 something, I think. 40. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, and chants just like a madman or woman. I'll put in there too. Not caring for outsiders. So you see that. You see Lalita Ganga fits in that category. Johann fits in that category. Not caring for outsiders. Why? Because they got the gift. See, I've always been preaching like Lord Caitanya preached, like Chaitanya Charitamrita preaches. It's a gift of the devotees and real associates of Lord Chaitanya when they're giving it, and that time is now. We're empowered, we're ordered to give it. So therefore, whoever believes in it, starting like with Lalita Ganga, and Johann, they believe in the gift and they get the gift. They sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they choke up, and not caring for outsiders. They're doing right on camera and not caring for the outsiders of Ram Vas Vijayavasi. Oh yeah, you didn't know that you're not such a great guru yourself. You're on an outsider. You're an outsider. You know, Amy Rose is an insider. More of an insider in real bhakti than Ram Vas Vijayavasi and all of them, every friggin' one of them. She's more an insider than Narayan Maharaj. Why? Because you these are your disciples. They're all like that Ram Vijayavasi. They don't have the real bhakti. They go against it. He went against it. Narayan Raj went against it. Reinitiated my own disciple, saying that he's not bona fide. Radhanas said, yeah, leave him and go to Narayan Raj for initiation. Again, showing that they're against real bhakti. Nobody knows what it is except our Sangha. Isn't that amazing? We do just like Sudama. We sit there and face off the whole Hare Krishna movement. Now, what a concept it is. Boy, is this the living book. You can't get any closer than the book than facing off the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya and saying they're all wrong, just like Sudama did. The whole millions of followers of the false god Pundraka and those millions of followers of the false gurus in ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, and Gaudiya Smriti, we face them off and say they're not presenting the real Lord, and they prove it, and we prove that we present the real Lord. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra is what goes on here. The Guru has ecstasy. His disciples who have firm faith in such a guru, many of them have ecstasy. They're at that point. And the Shastra confirms and testifies that we're not liars and cheaters. But the Shastra also testifies that they are liars and cheaters and snakes and vipers still. I'm not, it's nothing like I just go against them. I got to put up the truth right up to the illusion and swallow it. Like, how else do people get the healing? I'm a doctor. What can I say? I got a doctorate, a PhD, and I've got up my back. I got the two snakes. I got one coming up and out and swallowing that snake of Maya every day, more and more and more. Ooh, hallelujah. I want no name, I want no fame. I want truly love by feeling and hearing dear Srila Gaur Hari Das. Yes, every day. Just stay close, Fanny. Always check things here while I'm here. Check things with Lalita. I want the slap of truth, not illusion of deceit. That's for sure. Yeah, you see, this is the verses. You got to become the verses. Ask yourself: is Lalita Ganga this verse? We're here to help people make the distinction. See, what is it? Highest truth distinguished from illusion. So the question is Lalita Ganga and some other devotees here that are ecstatic? When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name, can you see a smile on their face? Huh? And sometimes, who is very dear to him or her, you could say, he is agitated, she is agitated, and loudly chants the holy name, and also laughs and cries and becomes agitated and chants just like a madman, mad woman, not caring for outsiders. So does she fit the bill? Does Vijayavasi fit the bill? Does his disciple Ragaleka fit the bill? Well, I guess we'll never know, will we, huh? Because they don't seem to want to come up here and show us, because they can't show us. But they can sit behind the typewriter and say, oh, that bhakti of Lalita Ganga is very hazy. And I'm an authority, but I can't really show you. But if you believe my bullshit and my lies and my trickery and deceptions, I can't show you I'm more of an authority than Lalita. And I won't show you because, I don't want to be found out. So I'll just sit here in the cracks and write, oh, and blaspheme Lalita Ganga. Oh, she's got hazy bhakti, hazy, hazy, hazy. See, over here like that. And the neophytes believe the guy. Can you believe that? Hey, you neophytes, don't be so stupid. If you're fortunate, Krishna will give you the intelligence to listen here and overcome that obstacle. He's just still a servant of Maya, servant of speculation, servant of Putana. He's caught up in Putana. He's caught up in the whirlwind demon. His head is spinning with his disciples like spinning tops. He cannot be that verse. Oh yeah, Ramdas Vijayavasi, are you that verse? You know, the real guru is supposed to be the devotee Bhagavat. They're the verse personified. Hey, Ram Das Vijayavasi, do you have those symptoms? Do you sometimes laugh and cry? No, you know how he preaches against that. Oh no, a real devotee doesn't laugh and cry like that. See? So who's in sync with the real Shastras? See? Who's in sync with Guru Sadhu Shastra? I think only us. That's out of the millions of devotees, we preach the real thing boldly, honestly, genuinely, and powerfully. We get the work done here. You can take shelter of the word coming through here. I do. I'm taking shelter. I believe in this word. I know it works. I believe in the Shastras. They don't really believe in the Shastras. They haven't seen the Shastras yet. They're seeing their own speculations, got no shelter. Their house of cards will be knocked down at some point. Actually, they're lucky if they get it knocked down now because you have a chance to get up. You die in that speculation, you're going to come back again. If I knock those house of cards down with the truth and set people free, the captives free, good. All right, now we install the real Krishna, the real truth, the real conception of bhakti in your heart, on the throne of your heart, which will never be knocked down. Okay? Yeah, see, by the way, Radhe, I can't see your comments. I just see his comments about you. Ah. O Lord, kindly look upon the living entities with benevolence. And sometimes the Lord, he'll, kindness, you see, the Lord is kind, the devotees are kind. So they have a kind energy, like kindness in the world. But then there's sometimes harshness. So sometimes the Lord wanted to speak harsh words, and that harsh words was the proper medicine, not just its kind energy. It's the harsh energy. It's all transcendental because it's coming from God, and it has the result of purifying the living entities. I'm here to teach about the nature of the Lord, the transcendental nature of the Lord. If you don't know it, you misunderstand and you run away. You think, oh, the Lord, he's harsh sometimes. Yeah, well, he is, and that's the right medicine. You see in the long run. Sometimes he's just soft like a flower. See, the devotees, if you're ready to get the Lord's association, you'll get the devotee association, and they're just like the Lord. Sometimes they're hard like a thunderbolt, and sometimes soft like a flower. See? And if you're in the soft like a flower, you think, oh, very nice and everything, and then the thunderbolt comes out, and you go, okay, you're getting purified. That's very good. And when you come to the point that, wow, I really like this powerful preaching, this gives great happiness, oh, you're getting really purified. See, and all of that was in the way is out. See, how else can you go into the Leela? How can you support the Leela? If you're in with Lord Caitanya, say you're with Lord Caitanya in a Leela, right? Well, you are actually, as the devotee represents Lord Caitanya. Okay? So say you're in the Leela 550 years ago or 4,320,000,000 years from now. You just happen to go into the Leela here in this world, right? You want to wait that long? You should come here and get in early. Get in the front of the line. Otherwise, you got a long queue. 420 million, 420 billion years. It was 420 billion, 320 million years to wait. 4 billion. Yeah. and 320 million. You have to be in that long queue, or you can just come up into the front of the line here. Otherwise, you got a long queue to wait. Or if you find another devotee, and after many lifetimes or something, then you have another chance at this. But right now, you got a chance at this. Mhm. Yeah. So you get to learn the Lord's nature. Sometimes hard like a thunderbolt, sometimes soft like a flower. If you don't have that, you don't have the real guru, who's the real medium for the transcendental potency, or they're hiding it. And if they hide it, you don't get full advantage of it. Okay, so it's been pretty intense here. I think I need to take a break. Okay, thank you very much for coming, everybody, and we'll be back.